Welcome back to Top 5 Auto Repairs. In today's topic, I'd like to talk about bad control arms and bushings. So the most obvious sign with bad control arm is going to be worn bushing. Basically, visually, you can see that the control arm is completely worn, or the bushing itself is completely worn. So what I like to do is I like to give myself a pry bar or a flathead screwdriver, and you want to wedge it in between the rubbers. What you want to do, you want to kind of do this motions. By doing this, it allows you to see the cracks inside the bushings. If you see any cracks or you see the rubber parts being worn, it's a sign that the control arm is bad. Also, I have this control arm over here. At one point, this bushing was pushed inside and it literally just came apart when I put a pry bar on it and just came right out. So when this rubber is completely worn, you know that's time to replace the bushings or the whole entire control arm. The next common sign that you're going to notice is going to be noise. Basically, you're going to hear a knocking noise, a thumping noise, or a clunking noise. So basically, if the bushing is completely worn over here, it's going to be rocking around like this. So when it's rocking around, just pretend this is the bolt over here, and they just say you are driving, and they just say you are accelerating, it's going to start to knock like this. And they just say you're also decelerating, it's also going to knock around. So knocking noise, clunking noise, and thumping noise are signs that the control arm bushings are worn and it should be replaced. The next common sign is going to be instability. By instability, I mean that when you are driving, it feels like you don't have the control while driving, especially when your vehicle is in motion. So basically, this is the control arm over here. It is mounted on the chassis and is mounted on the steering knuckle, and here's where the ball joint is going to go in. So as you are driving, this control arm is going to travel vertically. So basically, your wheel is going to go up and down vertically. So basically, let's just say these bushings are worn, or let's just say you have a bent control arm, you're gonna have instability while driving. So for example, let's just say you are driving and suddenly it feels like your vehicle starts to wander left and right, left and right. Basically, that's gonna be caused by worn bushing. So when that happens, you really don't have much control and it feels like your vehicle cannot travel in a straight line. In addition to that, let's just say you are driving and suddenly you hit a pothole, or you hit a dip, or you hit a speed bump, or you're driving on uneven road surfaces. What's going to happen is that since you don't have instability, sometimes it feels like your vehicle wants to kind of hop. And basically what I mean by hop is it literally feels like it wants to hop onto like the next lane. It's not going to be like a super high, big hop. It's going to be a minor hop that you're going to kind of notice. So basically that's another sign that your control arms are worn. The next common sign is going to be vibration while driving. If you're driving and you feel vibration on the steering wheel, and let's say you're driving and you feel vibration throughout the whole vehicle, that could be a sign that your control arm bushings are worn or partially worn. So again, get yourself a flathead screwdriver or a pry bar, stick it in there and look for cracks. If you see visible cracks in there, it is time to replace that bushing or the whole entire control arm. The next common sign of bad control arm is going to be alignment issue. If your control arm bushings, or let's just say the control arm is slightly bent, for example, let's just say you hit the curb and suddenly your control arm is slightly bent and you don't notice it, it's going to cause alignment issue. So let's just say you're driving, it feels like you will want to pull to the left, or sometimes want to pull to the right. A bad control arm, a bent control arm, or bad control arm bushing can contribute to that. So when that happens, it's going to cause increased tire wear. You're going to have extremely abnormal tire wear. You're going to see like the tire is going to be worn in an uneven pattern. So that's also another sign that your control arms are worn and needs to be replaced. So you always want to confirm that your control arms is bad. For example, you want to check for missing rubber pieces. You want to check for worn rubbers on the bushings. You also want to look for, on the control arm, you want to look for crease. So basically, if you see a crease, that means the control arm is bent. Most likely you can hit a dip, a large pothole, or you can hit the curb, and you see a crease, or you see this paint chipping off. That could be a sign that your control arm is bent. In addition to that, you want to inspect all the bolts that's going through the control arm, make sure they're not rusted or the nut is not rusted. You also want to check the ball joint that's going through here, make sure that's not worn as well. As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe to Top 5 Auto Repairs and give me a thumbs up.